everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Maura and I'm a physical therapist and certified yoga teacher. Today I'll be sharing a beginner-friendly, slow Vinyasa flow practice. Of course, all levels are welcome and I encourage you to take any variations or use any props that make the poses more comfortable for your body. As always, please make sure it's safe for you to be practicing yoga and that you are utilizing props and variations to make poses comfortable in your body. Props are not required, but I always recommend having some blocks, a blanket, and a strap nearby to pull into your practice at any time. I'll link what I'm using in the description box below, and there'll also be some other helpful links and resources for beginners. Let's get started today on our backs. Just make yourself comfortable. You can start in a Savasana, or you can place the soles of the feet together for reclined butterfly. It's up to you. And we'll just start with a little bit of deep breathing. And on your next inhale, go ahead and bring that right knee in towards your chest and just gently pull it in. And then we're going to carry it over to a twist. Just gently warming up the back. Unwind your twist and extend that right leg out, reaching the heel away from you. And then go ahead and bring the left knee in toward the chest, gently pulling the knee in. And then exhale, carry that knee across your body, spinal twist. Inhale, back up, uncross the legs, and we're just gonna make our way up through a seated position and into a wide-legged child's pose. Knees towards the edges of the mat, sit back on the heels, deep breaths here, 5 deep breaths. Lift your head slowly, crawl your way up to a seated position. Just cross-legged, anything that's comfortable. We're gonna do a seated twist, inhaling the arms up, and exhale, twist to the right. Inhaling through center, and exhale, twist to the left. Unwind your twist and sit up nice and tall, hinging from the hips, seated forward fold, easy seat, and just gently fold over your legs, only going as far as it feels comfortable. Walk your hands back up, make your way into a tabletop position, hands under shoulders and knees under hips. And we'll go into some thread the needle, starting with the right side, inhaling the right arm up, and then threading it through underneath the opposite side, bringing the head down to the mat or a block or a blanket, and reach that top arm wherever is comfortable for you. And with your left hand, press back up into a tabletop, and we'll repeat with the opposite side. Inhaling the left arm high, and then threading it through. Relaxing into your twist. Pressing back up through tabletop, and then we'll make our way down to our bellies, coming into Sphinx. Gentle extension in the spine, elbows under shoulders, palms flat, toes flat on the floor, and just settling into some gentle extension, reaching the heart forward. Exhale down, tuck the toes, and press up into downward facing dog, taking any movements here that you need to settle into this pose, maybe pedaling the feet. We're going to bring the knees down to the mat. Now we are going to do a few kneeling poses. So since I'm not on carpet, I like to have a folded up blanket underneath my knees. So you can go ahead and do that as well. And bringing the right foot forward in between the hands, we're going to lift up for a low lunge. Lifting up out of the hip, front knee is stacked over the ankle, keeping the heel on the ground. And as you exhale the hands down, we're going to walk them back, and we're going to straighten the front leg, maybe using your hand to move it to a comfortable position, coming into half splits. Some blocks here are a great option to give you a little bit more space. Bring both hands over to the left side of the mat. Swing that leg around. We're going to reach to the top corners of the mat, bringing the head down for puppy. From here, we're gonna slide forward back to our stomachs, hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale and press up just to a baby cobra, so a little bit higher than that Sphinx. And you can always stay with the Sphinx if that feels better for you. And then tuck the toes, press back, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here. Knees to the mat, and we'll do that on the other side. So bringing the left foot forward in between the hands, lifting up for a low lunge. And keep that knee over the ankle, don't let it drift in and out. You can keep your back toes tucked or untucked, depends on what feels good for you. Tucked feels a little bit better on my knee today, so I'm gonna stick with that. And then exhale the hands down, walk them back, coming into half splits on the left. Again, using blocks here is a great option for just creating a little bit more space for yourself to work. Can make poses a lot more comfortable. And then bring both hands to the right side of the mat, swing that leg around. And bring the hands to the top corners of the mat, coming down for puppy, sending the hips high. And slide forward onto your belly. Stay with Sphinx or come up to baby cobra, or maybe even a little bit higher if you feel like you're ready for that. Release down, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Stay here or take a flow, shifting forward to plank. Knees down or chaturanga if that's in your practice. Cobra, baby cobra, or upward dog here, anything that you like. And then tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Look forward, step to the top of your mat, bend your knees and roll up to mountain. Shifting the weight into the right foot. Take the left foot back, send it way back and turn the toes out slightly, maybe around 45 degrees as you come up for warrior one. Now you can try to turn your hips towards the front of the mat if that feels okay for your back knee. Try to keep the front knee over the ankle and don't let it wobble in and out because that's not so good for the knee. And then lift up nice and tall. Release your hands down, step to the top of the mat. Feet can be hip width distance apart or big toes touching, sinking down with the weight in your heels into your chair. And keeping your knees in line, just try to turn your upper body. Just an open twist with your chair. Release back to center. Inhale up, hands overhead, grabbing the left wrist with the right, side bend over to the right. Inhale back through center and swan dive, forward fold. Hands to the mat, step back, downward facing dog, 3 deep breaths. Looking forward, take little steps to the top of your mat, bend the knees, and slowly roll up. Weight in the left foot this time, lifting up the right, sending it back, turning the toes out for warrior one. You can adjust any distance between your feet to make this pose comfortable for you. And pressing evenly through all points of both feet, distributing your weight. Release your hands down, step up to the top of the mat, and sink down for chair. And twisting to the left this time, making sure that your knees don't shift like this, making the movement come from the spine. Twisted chair. Unwind your twist. Inhale, arms overhead. Grab a hold of the right wrist and side bend over to the left. Inhale up, swan dive, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog, stay here, or take a flow, shifting forward to plank. Knees down, or chaturanga. Cobra, and downward facing dog. Knees to the mat, wide-legged child's pose, 5 deep breaths. Gently lift your head, make your way to a seated position. Legs out in front of you in staff pose. We're going to go into some seated twists. So take the right leg, cross it over the left. Lean back just a little bit, but keep your spine up nice and tall as you twist over to the right. Maybe you like hugging the leg, or maybe you'd prefer to hook the elbow on the knee and press yourself a little bit further into rotation. It's up to you. Your twist, uncross the legs, and take the left leg, cross it over, and same thing, just sit back a little bit and either hug your knee or hook that elbow as you turn into rotation toward the left. Gently unwind your twist, uncross the legs, and we're going to make our way down to our backs again. And when you get there, gently pulling in the knees toward the chest, releasing the lower back, maybe rocking side to side if that feels good. extend your legs out. Take any last little movements or shifts as you get ready to just give yourself a minute or so of Shavasana, your final resting pose, releasing all your effort from the practice today. It's important not to skip this pose at the end of your practice. Gently float your eyes open. Slowly take your time, making your way back up to a seated position. We'll take one last deep cleansing breath to close our practice. Hands at heart center. Inhale deeply. Thank you so much for joining me for this beginner-friendly slow flow vinyasa practice. Make sure you leave a comment and let me know how this practice went for you and if you have any other requests. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe. It really does help my channel and help to support accessible yoga on the internet. If you are new to yoga, definitely check out my playlist that'll be popping up right here for pose tutorials, variations, and tons of injury prevention tips. See you next time.